It's official. Lonzo Ball is set to return tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves in tonight's preseason game. We're going to be talking about what this means for Lonzo Ball, along with some of the other things that we should be watching for as the Chicago Bulls get ready to go into this preseason game tonight. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And today we are breaking down this news, obviously, that we've known for quite some time, that Lonzo Ball is in fact officially returning back to the Chicago Bulls tonight at home. Going to be quite the scene. And so, just a couple days ago, Lonzo had come out and said on his podcast that he was looking to go ahead and play in the final two preseason games. And so here we are. And so I think that this is going to be huge just for Lonzo Ball. And I think this is huge not only for the Chicago Bulls, but also to the entire NBA. I think that everybody is rooting for this young man to come back. And I said it from day one. I think that Lonzo Ball is probably going to trend to be one of two players. I think that he's going to be more along the lines of a Shaun Livingston type of player. That's a player that was able to work his way back from an injury and become an NBA champion. And then I thought that there was the other end where he could, in fact, end up like a player like a Brandon Roy. And so I think that, when you look at players like Brandon Roy, Gilbert Arenas, they weren't able to work back from those injuries that they had in the knees. I think that Lonzo has definitely shown a lot in what we've seen in some of these preseason workouts, and then also to some of the things that he had shown going into the team training camps and practices. And then when you get a chance to hear other players talking about how well he is looking, it definitely looks like he is on the rise, and it looks like he is trending towards being a player that is like a Shaun Livingston, especially when you talk to him and he talks about the confidence that he's having. Because look, there is no question about it. This young man has a high basketball IQ level on the offense and the defensive end. And I think that, those skill sets are going to help Lonzo be an impactful player for whatever team he's on. He can definitely knock down the shots. Defensively, he said it's going to be a bit more of a challenge for him now because of the athleticism, but he feels like he knows defensively where to be. He can go ahead and, for what he doesn't have the athletic ability to do on the defensive end, he feels like he can make it up with his mindset on the defensive end. So that's huge. You obviously know that he can pitch it ahead, get a fast break started. We know that he's a potential triple, double threat every time he's on the floor, and he can score in multiple ways, not just from the outside. I mean, I don't think that we're going to see a lot of him going to the rim as much, but if he's able to go ahead, get to that mid-range, pull up and knock down some shots there. He's also got the floater he can go to, and we know he can knock down the three ball, so he can still be a very effective player. And so I hope that he does become a player like a Shaun Livingston type of player. And, for the Bulls fans out there, I don't think that Lonzo Ball is necessarily going to help impact us as far as winning a ton of games this year. In fact, I think this is more so about him taking it to the next level in his career. And Billy Donovan and AK talked about that in the media session, where they said that, look, this is all about Lonzo getting his feet back underneath him and regaining his NBA career. And so this is going to be really big for Lonzo today. And I will say this, Modest Buzelis is playing 22 minutes. And so, a lot of people are predicting that Lonzo may play anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes a game. And I still think that that is enough to impact a game. And it's also enough to really show that he can still play in the NBA. So definitely rooting for Lonzo Ball tonight as he makes his return. And so as we should focus, I wanted to bring this to the podcast. This was on CHGO's podcast last night. And this was Billy Donovan talking about the dilemma that he has now with the forwards, with Julian Phillips, Patrick Williams, and then Modest Buzelis. And this is something that I think he's already talked about with the guards that we have on the roster. But this is something that we should look forward to in tonight's game, because, with the way that Julian Phillips, Modest, Dalen Terry, THT, Sanogo, all these players have played, they've absolutely shown that they should get some minutes to start the season, and they shouldn't be in the G League. And the best place for them to get experience is going to be in live game action. And I think that, we do have some injuries in this one. We do have Lonzo coming back, but I would expect for Billy Donovan to really be trying to experiment with some rotations tonight, just trying to figure out, what rotation is going to be the best and help the Chicago Bulls, on the defensive end, also too on the offensive end. And I think it's going to be exciting now to see Lonzo back in the mix here and see how he really gels with these younger players. And so, just the rotations tonight, that is going to be huge, along with what is going on with Lonzo Ball out here today. And then, as we kind of circle back around and looking at the injuries going into this one, we do have Julian Phillips, who's coming in on a day-to-day, and a lot of these players you're going to see are listed as day-to-day. But remember, he had the rib contusion, nothing too serious. I think he wanted to go back in, but he is going to be day-to-day. Zach LaVine, I think, was the healthy scratch. They just wanted to go ahead and sit him out. Kobe White had the groin issue, went ahead and sat him out. Then you had Jalen Smith with the soreness in the knee. Ayo Dosunmu as well, he was injured. And then also to the jammed wrist from Patrick Williams, and Ayo Dosunmu had a shoulder injury. So, with that being said, like I said before, it is going to be interesting to see who is going to start. Obviously, you see Billy Donovan and trying to figure out what he's going to do with the rotations from the forward position. It looks like the guard position now is going to be something that we want to take a look at, even though we have some guards that are going to be out. But THT, some of these players are trying to make the team, so I am curious to see what we are going to look like out there. And lastly, these younger players, again, for a lot of people who are saying, man, it is just preseason basketball. It's just summer league basketball. Look, these players are showing every time out on the court that they deserve some minutes. Sanogo showed us some stuff last year, and he's also showing us some stuff that he showed in the summer league. He got a chance to go out there against Bobby Portis, against Giannis, against Dame, and he gave us a double figures. And then you look, or double, excuse me. And then you look at Modest Buzelis, a plus in the plus-minus box score, also had his biggest point totals in preseason. Again, you see him talking a little trash right there to Bobby Portis, but we are curious to see now, what is going to be the response with these younger players, because we know that it's going to be a lot of focus on Lonzo Ball. Let's see how they go out there. They gel together. They continue to show that they should be playing some major minutes for this team early. So let me know in the comments what you are thinking and what you are looking forward to in this upcoming preseason game. Just want to thank everybody out there for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the videos. It means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest as we try to reach 5,000 subscribers before the NBA season starts. And just want to let you know, about 64.2% of you that watch are not subscribed. So make sure that you go ahead and mash on that subscribe button for us. It means a lot. And even though we're talking about preseason basketball and we are getting hyped for Lonzo Ball's much anticipated return here, I'm saying go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.